Well, hello there everyone. Today, what am I smoking? I'm smoking an old Meerschaum, the Pipe of Truth. What I'm smoking are these, my homemade, I guess it's a hybrid between a plug, a rope and a roll cake, I guess, in some ways. I made these from whole leaf tobacco. There's three kinds of Virginia that have been stoved. There's some dark fired Kentucky, and it's wrapped in some burley. And I'd like to share with you today how I make this. I did make a homemade press, but I didn't have much success because it was made out of wood, and every time, I got a 10-ton bottle jack. Basically I was breaking the press. So after seeing a video on YouTube, I'll put a link up, some old English naval guys making a naval perique, which shouldn't be confused with the St James Parish perique, but I think there's a whole story how the words got interchanged historically. But yeah, let me see if I can show you this a bit better. I'll stay there, tablet. Okay, so let's try and cut it. The light's not so bright here, but let's see what we can do. The trusty carbon steel opinel. Yeah, let's see. And yeah, I didn't get a whole medallion out of it, but things I like of this technique, when you rub it out a bit, it's kind of, you get a nice crinkle cut, which burns really nicely, But yeah, considering it's young tobacco, it's tasting pretty good, actually. You can definitely taste the sweetness of the Virginias, a bit of fire there from the dark fired Kentucky, as you'd expect. And yeah, I think after sort of 6 months or so, it will be a good one. So yeah, let's press on, and I'll show you my technique. Here we have the ingredients set up. We have a big bag, probably use about half that bag, and that's the three Virginias: Golden Virginia, a German thick-leafed Virginia. It's a smaller leaf, thicker, and oily. It's quite nice actually, and some Red Virginia, and they've all been stoved. My stoving technique is I destem them and cram them into jam jars, put the lid on and put them in the pressure cooker for 5 hours. This way they don't burn. The cramming it in makes the nice crinkle cut on the finished product, and it smells delicious, like malt and caramels, and yeah, it really does. I guess it's called fake aging, but yeah, it's good. We have a bag of there's a small amount of burley leaves, and we have a bag of dark fired Kentucky there. So without further ado, let's get started. Look in the forest. Okay, now this is a section I've cut out of, it's a polypropylene PP5 food grade woven sack. I'm not worried about the edges fraying too much, that'll become apparent. This edge here, before I do the cut, I go front and back with brown parcel tape, then cut with the scissors, and it stops this end fraying. You'll see why. Yeah, and the rest is quite apparent really. I'll start laying the leaves out. Like so, keep it in from the ends a fair bit, if you don't want it going to the ends. Scrunch it up, trying to judge. It's not an exact science, obviously. Ghetto style tobacco. What's up? Now we put a seam of the dark fired Kentucky in. Not so much. Enough. Does give a nice smoky, almost Latakia-ish vibe to the overall. And the other thing I do, these are all the trimmings off the stems, and I haven't toasted these, I haven't stoved them, and you can really see the difference in colour. It's so apparent. And I put these in to kind of reseed the enzymes and microbes that people say are responsible for the ageing, because obviously all the toasted stuff is now effectively sterilised. And so I just put a bit of this in on the theory that there are going to be some enzymes there, and you know, they can repopulate and see what happens. A little mist of some sugared water, not much. Just a little handful maybe. Something like that would be enough. It worked quite fast. It's very warm out here today. Just for laughs. And then yeah, give it a good scrunch. A bit of a twist. That's about 50% water, 50% sugar by volume, I guess. And again, this doesn't have to look pretty. This doesn't have to look pretty. I'm not trying to make a perfect rope like you see some of these guys do, which I'm total awe of, but these are the burley leaves, and then a bit of an angle. It doesn't matter if it comes unstuck, it really doesn't matter. I could probably, to be honest, just put these in the mix, but I don't know. does help it form a bit more of a uniform tube. I'll put one more up this end as well. Yep, that's good enough. Clear up all the excess here. Okay. Back in the main bag. I've probably got filthy hands. Working with tobacco isn't conducive to clean fingernails. Very sticky fingers and okay. Squidge them in from the ends a little bit. And then it's kind of like a rolling mat, I guess. Get that front edge tucked under nicely. That's good. And now we can fold these in, the ends in. It doesn't always work so well, but there we are. Trusty brown tape just to so I'll take my hands off it. One yeah, tube of tobacco. Okay, well I'm going to get set up for the next stage. Wash my hands because they're incredibly sticky from the sugar water and the tobacco, so yeah, catch you guys in a minute. Okay, so that's the package, and as you can see I've tied with a clove hitch a piece of string around the middle and got it pretty damn tight. The other end of the string is tied to so it's mirror image. This is tied to the railing there, so I can pull it tight against itself. Okay. Yeah. And the string comes from the railing. It's tied off at the railing, and it goes onto a big ball of string here because I'm going to need more than that length. A trick I've learned here is back from when I used to work on hop farms. I've been soaking, so this is natural string, and I've been soaking it in water all afternoon, so I can get it. I can pull as tight as I can get it without breaking the string. But when the string dries out, it will continue to contract and take up any loose and just give that final boom, you know. So you can probably guess what's going to happen next. Let me see if I can actually get this into angle. Pull tight, and it's as simple as that. Just keep wrapping the string round, keeping it tight. It's quite time consuming, but hey, everything about tobacco is about patience, isn't it? But yeah, it's a good technique if you don't have a press, and I wouldn't say it's easier or better, but it just one that works for me. On the original video of this, he was using a big rope, but he was doing a lot thicker bundle of tobacco, and I tried it that way, and I kind of thought doing smaller amounts like this works better for me, you know. And as you can see what's happening here, can't you? Yeah. Well, I'm going to carry on. Obviously I get to one end and I restart from the middle and go to the other end, and we end up but yeah, I'll show you the final product, and this is going to take me some time to do, obviously, so yeah. Well, hello everybody, welcome back. That took a bit of time, maybe 20 minutes or something like that, and yeah, here we are. Pretty solid, all said and done. I should have elaborated earlier when I was talking about soaking the string in water. When I used to work on the old hop farms, before the dwarf hops, when they were maybe growing, I don't know, maybe something like between 6 and 8 metres in the air, we'd have a big ball of string on our backs, a stick with a hoop in it, and we'd go from the tent pegs up to the rigging wires, so the hops could had something to grow up. And the old guys taught me, soak the string in water, because once you've finished the row, the string's going to dry out and it self-tensions. So this is the theory of this. So this is a little bit damp, but that's going to dry by tomorrow, and it'll just give it that final squeeze. Yeah, I mean, it's a technique that works for me. If you haven't got a press, or you just want to give it a go without investing money in a press, yeah, you know, it works. But what I'll do is I'll make another video when I unwrap this, which that'll be sometime next week. I mean, the one I showed you at the beginning of this video, I think I had it tied up for 7 days, you know, 7 days, not so long. You could probably leave it tied up forever, but you know, I'm quite curious as to what's going on inside these things, so you know, 7 days seem to work, so that's my rule of thumb at the moment. Well, thanks for your time, and yeah, hope to see you soon. Bye, have a nice smoke.